I think we can carry on. So this particular webinar today is targeting mostly the people that are in the quality manufacturing and quality industry, as well as the audit team. So let's start by looking at the agenda for today. Right, so I will do a quick introduction of myself and boundary systems and go over the topic overview. So we'll look at the key functional objectives in the digital transformation or the digital world of building our products. Look at the windshield product quality, and also look at the windshield modules that can actually assist in supporting medical device manufacturers. Look at some of the challenges that the quality team actually faces, and what are some of the solutions that the windshield quality offers for that. And then I'll also do the software demonstration, and right at the end, we'll then have our question and answer session. I suggest if we're still going through the presentation and you have a question, to start typing it out in the webinar's question section. Right, my name is Ephraim Boyeng. I am a PLM specialist at Boundary Systems. I have been with Boundary for 18 months now, but overall I've got over 6 years experience on PDC products, specifically windshield. I am also certified to train and implement windshield. A bit about Boundary Systems. We regard ourselves as the technology leaders, with PDC being our main partner. We also partner with some of the companies that I will mention later to make sure that we bring our customers a comprehensive solution that will address their requirements. We also are number 16 fastest growing company in Greater Cleveland area, and also part of the PDS Vision group of global companies. So if you look at the map here, you'd see where all our companies are actually based. A bit more about Boundary. We have won a couple of industry awards. We are also accredited by PDC as their platinum partner. Also windshield certified, and also PDC regard ourselves as their preferred service providers. We are authorized and certified by PDC to train on Creo, windshield, MathCAD, and AutoText. Also, if you have requirements for a custom training that focuses on specific requirements for your company, we can also customize the Creo, the windshield training to meet those, do the workshops and so on. As I have said, PDC is our main partner. We also partner with companies like Each-Dodge, ITI, ZWCAD, to make sure that if there's gaps in the PDC tools, we can actually close those gaps and make sure that we bring you that complete solution that actually covers all of your requirements and needs. Right. Now, there's a lot of talk in the market today about digital transformation. So companies are looking for new ways to leverage the investment, the sizable investment that they made in this information and automation solutions that they have bought. So a design group in PDC, we talk about the digital thread. which we think of as the automated connection of your people, processes, and the software solutions to deliver a superior customer experience. So make sure that we deliver that complete customer experience. So for medical device manufacturer, Windchill enables you to be a quality compliant while quickly bringing in the new product with improvements to the market. I mean, we know that the medical industry is a very regulated industry, so we need to make sure that we get that information right, and we always compliant. You may want to think about Windchill as an automated self-service warehouse. So if you're looking at this picture here, a warehouse for actually engineering team, manufacturing team, quality, sales, service, and your suppliers as well. So basically allowing all those teams or those different departments to collaborate on information. So Windchill makes global collaboration easier. So all the information is available for everyone to access. Business units and locations are connected through this one application, one single source of truth, and one product information. You can basically design anywhere, build anywhere, and service your products anywhere, because all of that information can be accessed from anywhere. So let's take a look at some of the Windchill's out of the box features, and that may address your particular needs. So these are ways that Windchill can bring increased efficiency to your organizations. For example, tighter integrity between quality and engineering. We know even though the quality and engineering work on the different systems or standalone systems, at some point they need to collaborate and share some of the information. Quality needs to feed some information to engineering and vice versa. And also with the global collaboration, so being able to get into the system, access the information from wherever you are, better document control, being able to keep track of the history trail on the document, the change control, so making sure that everything goes through a formal change control, and also being able to standardize parts and make sure that those sort of information can be reused. So today we are focusing on quality and compliance related challenges that we believe all medical manufacturers at some stage would face. So these are the regulatory compliance, quality management, risk and reliability management, medical device configuration. So a lot of medical device manufacturers relies heavily on paper-based documentation. So everything is printed out and documented in a cabinet. So they consider document control as a person in the filing cabinet. Everything needs to be printed out and filed. So some have their own standalone quality systems that are totally disconnected and disintegrated from other systems, and most often than not, they are only used by only the quality team. So with this, they do not fully recognize the value and the cost savings that the PLM can actually offer in making sure that it fixes the data integrity issues and also the validation impact. If there's an issue, a quality issue reported, how do we actually link that information to the actual engineering data, the product data, and make sure that we also do a proper impact analysis on that data. So Windchill provides the bit of information management that touches on all aspects of product development. So every team that's part of the product development would have access to this information, improving communications between quality processes and production operations, which is very, very important to get right. And by tying all that data together, we can be able to report on this data fairly easy. Now, Windchill offers a set of out-of-the-box tools to manage the life cycle of medical device products. All these tools that you see here are actually linked and connected in one system to bring you a comprehensive quality solution. But the implementation of these tools can also be done in phases. So you don't have to just roll out or set up all these components at once. You can just roll them out as you need. And the other thing is they are also connected, or they also link to the engineering PLM tool. So very PLM tool that the engineering team uses. All these modules basically plugs onto their applications. So they are installed on top of the already existing PLM system. So imagine the change order that comes from quality. So a car part has been reported, or a complaint that actually came from the customer, that becomes linked to the affected engineering data. And in that very same process, the engineers or the engineering team also get notified of the incoming change, and they can go ahead and update the data accordingly. So some of the challenges we see in the medical devices are lack of data coordination, because the systems are disconnected. Quality teams, they're working on their own system. Engineering is using their own system. Supply chain, they have their own system. It's very difficult to make sense of all that data. And every time you need to get some metrics and some information, you basically have to walk to each and every one of those departments and collect that information. The other thing is inefficient processes, because these are not linked. It is difficult for a quality person to actually make sure that whatever quality issue that was reported to engineering, it is actually fixed, because there is no process that help them to do that. The only thing that they will do is to maybe send out an email to this person to say you need to make changes to this product data, and then this is the information about the change. But in terms of seeing how far that is, you don't have that information. So that is the next issue that they have, lack of enterprise visibility. So I've logged this issue with engineering, this couple of engineering to fix, but I'm not sure as it has been sorted out on the engineering side or not. I don't have that information available to me, because it is sitting in the engineering PLM system. And also some of the regulatory documentation have to be done manually. If you have to update something like document, you get that information through an email, or you get that information in a meeting to say we need to update a certain procedure, and some of the time there will be a delay in updating that information. At times you will even forget to update that information. So that is the other challenge. And also being able to see the product health, what sort of issues were reported on this product. The guys in the engineering cannot see that information because it's sitting in the system that's only accessible to the quality team. So it's very difficult for them to get a window into that information as well. Right. Yeah. And today, what we're going to be going through and talking about is how we can address those challenges while in the context of the closed loop change process, because this is what we want to achieve as quality control team. So the first one is with the regulatory documents. So it's easy to actually create and modify these documents using the tools that you already are familiar with. So Windchill is compatible with Microsoft Office. So from the Microsoft Word, for an example, I get the Windchill link, and I can actually create new Windchill documents from here. I don't have to do it from the Windchill page. If this is linked, I can do it from here, check out, check in from this document here. And the other thing is you also get the predefined document types that complies with your quality standards. And also the configurable attributes and workflows. So if there's additional information that is not in an out-of-the-box setup, you can add additional attributes to capture additional information as part of that. And also with the workflows, if you want to also involve some of the department or people in the workflow, you can change the workflow to actually cater for that information as well. It is also compatible with the standard ISO 13485 document control process that comes with electronic signatures, which is very important when you completing those activities. Also, it is part of the change control. You've got the ability to create change records, and configurable workflows are also available as well. So it makes it easy to create, control, and distribute the standard operating procedures and policies. It's very easy to create because there is standard templates that you can use as the base for your policies and procedures. And the other thing is also compatible with ISO 9001 Kappa process, which gives you that predefined configurable workflow that integrates with a bit of materials, the parts, and the documents just in one process. So if I'm creating a Kappa that affects certain BOM, that affects a certain documents, I can bundle that in just that one Kappa. And I can reference the actual documents and the actual parts that are in the Windchill system. And the next one is the efficient processes. So we also want to make processes more efficient, starting with automating generation of training tasks. So when the change is made to a standard operating procedure, it recognizes who needs to be retrained on that procedure and will issue out a task for them to attend the training. And also provides the ability to assign people to train documents. So if they need to be trained in on a certain procedure, you can assign them to or link them to that document, and likewise they will also receive an automated task for that. Then the next one is the integrated change process. Because this is in Windchill, and it uses the same change process. So if we're creating a Kappa that affects this SOP, I can include it as part of that Kappa, and then it would be fixed as part of the Kappa or whatever customer complaint that would have come through. The other important one is that it's compatible with the customer feedback process. So I can create any customer complaint or customer experience and have that stored into Windchill, and as part of that also link it to any product that is affected by that customer complaint. You've already talked about the Kappa 9001. Also, you can create projects in Windchill. Projects have a project plan and assign resources to those project plan. That's fairly nice when you're doing audits and so on. because you can also see how far the project is, who's working on what, and if they completed it or not. The next one here is the data coordination. So because we can take this data that is just in this one system, data from quality, data from engineering, and report on this information, and also graphically report on this information like creating these dashboards here. It is very easy and is also quicker to actually resolve the quality issue across the product lifecycle, because we can see what sort of issues are logged against a certain product and whether they are ongoing or whether they are fixed. Also capture, manage, and rapidly resolve the manufacturing and supply issues. Manage the intake, reporting, and capture of that external quality information. So if I'm customer facing and there's a customer complaint that comes in, I can take that customer complaint and capture it in the system. And the most important one as well here is that it also generates an accurate design history files, also known as DHF, and also device master records, DMR. So the design history files, it basically capture all the quality data, that was quality data and all the parts that was used in the designing phase of the product. So all the related data, all the data that relates to the design, be it quality or the actual engineering product data, it will be captured in the design history file. And whereas the device master records captures the data that was used in the building and the testing of your product. So if there was any prototype done, any information related to that will be included in here. Any SOP that was used to build those things would also be included in there. Yeah. And then the next thing is the enterprise visibility that we also talked about. So on these reports, I can see and interact with this dashboard information to get exactly what I want. And what I can also do is, if there is any product of interest that I just want to make sure that I monitor it, I can actually set a monitor so that every time there's a quality issue logged against that product, I get an email notification, or I get notified that there is a quality issue against this product that I can go and have a look at. And basically, it gives you a clear visibility on all those quality issues that are reported in there. Right, and the next thing is the product health that we talked about. So based on those reports, the nice thing about this is even management, company management can have access to this information in real time to be able to just run these reports, get information regarding the training records, how far we are on certain projects, how are we doing in terms of certain quality issues. Right, so at this stage, I'm going to take you through the Windchill tool itself. And show you how you can actually do this in the actual software itself. So for those that doesn't know or haven't seen Windchill, this is Windchill. It is web-based. That's why it's easy to access it anyway. So this is the Windchill's homepage. So on the home page here, I have a couple of tables. So I have the actions tables. So this gives me access to create some quality information. So if there's any new customer complaint, a non-conformance, a kappa, so I'll use that to create those. And then my tasks will be the tasks that are assigned to me. So if I need to go complete a certain training, if I need to go and review a certain kappa, I would get that tasks in there. And there's also the report tables here that gives me access to just run the reports and see those metrics. And the last one is a checked out work table, which just gives me a list of things that are checked out to me. And from here, I can quickly just undo checkout if I don't need to save changes on those two. So these are the two that I'm currently working on. And then on this table here, I can also decide if I want to add and remove some of those tables there. So it gives you that functionality as well. And then the recently accessed at the top here simply shows me the things that I recently accessed. So if I want to quickly jump to that part there, I can click on it, and then it will take me to the information page of that document or part. Then at the top here, we've got a quick links. Important part of the quick links here is the help center. So the help center here, it is very rich. So if you need anything about Winchell and you search in the help center, you'll definitely get what you're looking for. The other one is the simple search at the top here. So I can just specify the document type or the type that I'm searching for. And then on the right here, I've got the keyword. So I can just type in the keyword that I'm searching for. And I'll be able to search for that. So I'm just going to search for something on here. Then you'll notice that it brings up the search utility on the left here. So this then returns all the data that meets the criteria that I've specified on here. So all the parts, the documents have been returned. The other thing is on the side here, I also get the refined search. So refined search helps me to just filter down my search in here. So if I just want to see the documents, it will then narrow down my search to only show just the documents. And I can also say, all right, I've got this document, but I also want to see only the released documents. Then it filters that down to only 7 items. And from here, I can go and say, okay, I'm actually looking for this design document here. I just quickly searching for it in the searching table here. Click on the information page, and then that should take me to the documents information page. So on here, I can see who created the document, and I can also open this document in Microsoft Word, because this is a Word document. And some information on here, I can see that this is a training document, a standard operating procedure, but the deadline for train on this particular document was in 2018. And there's also parameters that you can also specify there that we need to capture the training record for this document. How long would it take? So it's a year. So every year you have to be retrained on this material. And the other thing is, because this is a living document, you also have the life cycle as well at the bottom here. So I can see at this stage it is released or retired. It's no longer in use. But if the training document is in use and the users needs to be trained on it, it would be in the effective state here. Right, so now I'm gonna go and create an SOP. So to do this, I'll go to the browse context here at the top. So the way Winchell stores information is in context. So you've got the product context that stores information just relating to a specific product. And you also have a library context that stores information that can be used across all the other items, so the reusable information. And then there's also a project where you can go create a project plan and be able to track all those projects there. And the one that we're going to be focusing on is the quality the quality modules here, so windshield quality. So to start off, I'm going to go and create just a simple standard operating procedure. So I'll then go to the folder view of my library. So just to quickly show you in Microsoft Word, the standard procedure that I will be using here, or we will be creating here. This is the file that's open in Microsoft Word, and you'll see you can actually link this to Windchill. So I can link it to Windchill, link it to a specific server, and then save it directly in Windchill from here. But then the other way of doing it is directly in Windchill interface. So in Windchill here, I'm just going to go into a specific folder and create a new document. So once in that folder, we'd go and create a new document. Then on the new document, the important thing here with the quality module installed is that you also get those predefined document types. So the quality training document, standard procedure, work instructions, things like the packaging and labeling document, test document. So all those out of the box, these are all out of the box types that you can get. So in this case, we're just going to create a standard operating procedure. And like I said, there are also predefined templates that you can actually use in there. But in my case, I have a file that is outside of Windchill. So I'm going to go and click on Browse to navigate to where my file is. So this is the standard operating procedure that I would want to bring into Windchill. So I find it on my machine and then bring it in. So that is now loaded. I would go and specify the name for it. I'm just going to make this bigger. So I'll go and specify a name for my SOP. I can also go and specify things like description and also the DHF, so the design history file category. So whether this document is just part of the design input or design output, design changes, and so on. So I can go and specify those. So this is just for the training, so we don't have to do that. So I'll then go and specify that I need to keep track of who is trained on this particular document. I can specify when last did we review the document, and what is the next review date of this document. So a whole lot of attributes that we can add in there. So even if we're retiring the document, when will this document be retired? So that sort of information we can add in there. So then I'll click Finish to create my document. So now the document is created. So at this stage, if I want to go and look at all the SOPs that have been created in the system, and in what state are they in? Are they in use or all that? I can go and run my report from the report table, just under the quality reports. So in here, I can go and just pick on the right report that I want to run, and then run that report. So then that report will return a list of SOPs that are in the system. And at this stage, if I want to graphically represent this data so that it makes better sense, I would go and create a new chart for it. So then on that chart, I can simply specify what sort of information to show in there. So I can go and say, all right, in this case, we're looking for states. I just want to see which ones are still active, which ones are released, and so on. So I'll pick on that one there, and I just want to see a pie chart of this. I can also go and say, show me the data labels that represent that. Just add the chart to my report. So with this chart, I can actually filter down the results here using this chart here. So if I click on the documents that are effective, so I'll just click on it, and it just filters that down to show only those. So I can look at the ones that are retired or released, and I then see a list of just those. And also by hovering over this, I can also see how many are actually in work and how many actually released. So once I've done that, I can also go and save this report out so that it's available to other users as well. So now the next thing I want to do is now we've got the customer complaint information that came in, and I'm going to go and create a new customer experience based on that information. So this is also what would come up. So I can then go and specify some of the information like date when this was reported. So this was reported today, and we can also say if the date is approximate or not. So yeah, let's say the date is approximate, and I can go and also specify the location where this issue actually took place. So the nice thing about Winchill is it can also capture information about the customers that uses this information, about the users with the user information, the users that reported this information. And so in this case, we're gonna say the issue came from this hospital here. And I can also go and say it actually happened in the US. And we can also specify additional information like how the issue was reported. So this was reported through a telephone, and also in the details of the error, you can specify the error code or go and find the already predefined error codes in Winchill. So this is customer experience, and then the issue that came in was the malfunction of a certain equipment. And we can also supply a summary of this. We can say not working according to the manual. And we can also supply additional information on there. The important part as well is to supply information about who actually initiated this call or initiated this complaint. So again, I'm just gonna click on the user information that reported the issue. And then once that's selected, we will then specify some additional information there. Who is this person? Was it the manufacturer, or was it a patient or a supplier? So we're just going to say it was an initial reporter. And then this would be our primary contact there. And the next is now linking this information to the actual product information, the engineering data. So I'm just going to go and search some data here that we can link to it. And so we're going to link it to that product there, dialysis design, renal systems. So that is the product that would be an issue there. And like I said, at this stage, if the issue is also with the document, we can also capture that information there. So things like the serial number, the UDI information, the batch number, the quantity information of this product, and whether this is the primary product with the issue. Once that information is captured, we can then just complete this customer complaint. And then this will be routed out to the person that needs to review it in the workflow process. So again, once that file is now created, we can go back and run some reports as well. So I can go back and say, for an example, I just want to look at the kappa reports that were created. So this will give me a list of kappa reports that were created. And again, based on this information, I can create charts, graphics to better explain this information. Some other reports that we can run on here, reports like the complaint and the non-conformance report. So I'm gonna run the non-conformance report as well, just to see how many were created. And from this information, I can also, you can also filter it down on the chart as well, just to make sure that you can graphically represent that important information. Now from here, I can go and click on any of this non-conformances that were reported, and this would just take me to the details page of that non-conformance quality file. So this is that non-conformance, and there's a whole lot of information about this. So if we look at the description here, it says that this was just regarding the welder technician who couldn't identify the SOP that governed a certain process. So basically the supervisor sent them to be retrained on that SOP. And so, yeah, so information like that, it is a quality information that needs to be tracked and kept in the system. We can also see that this is a living item. It's got a life cycle as well. So at this stage, it is still in an intake phase. To then go through evaluations and so on. And again, to see some of the information, like the affected objects and affected data, and the related personnel that were used in this. If we go to the structure of this non-conformance, we are able to see that information. So we can see it was actually on that SOP that they had an issue and had to sort of fix. And this is the products that they were working on. And this is the facility where they're working from. And this was the initiator of this request. I can also go in under non-conformance management to see some of the information there as well. So the same information there as well. Just from there. So yeah, that's how you can report on the information. And now, from the engineering side, they can also, from the actual product data, be able to access this quality information. So on here, you can now see the 3D representation of this particular product, and you don't really need a CAD software, Creo Parametric or SolidWorks, to be able to open this up and look at it. Windchill provides the software that's called Creo View that allows you to open this model up in Creo View and interrogate the model as well. So that is that. So they can, then on the structure of the part, this is where you see the bill of materials. So all the parts that make up this product. And again, I can also see on the structure here, you're also able to see that there is a change that is coming in this particular part here. So you already flagged that there is changes that are coming there. So that information is visible. You can see that information easily. And I can also go from here and say, okay, I want to see what sort of documents are linked to this particular product here, and to list all the documents over there. So there is a quality manual that is linked to this product here. And most importantly for quality, it is to get the design history and the device master records. And yeah, so this is the information that we talked about earlier. So the history file, the design history, is information that is used on all the parts embedded in this product. So any specification document that was used, any input document that was used, if there was any kappa, any change request that was created, change notice as part of the design of this product, that information will be captured under here. And then all the information that relates to how the product was built would also be listed under the device master record here. And at any time, I can go and export this data out to PDF or Excel. If I feel like this data is out of date, or just before you export it out, I can go and basically update that DHF data before I can actually export it out. So then again, if I go to related objects here, I can see what sort of documents are linked to this particular product. And if I go to changes on here, I can see all the changes, the change request, any customer experience or customer complaint that was logged against that would be listed under here. So the next thing I want to show is under project plan. So if I go to the projects here, so you can go and create a plan. Create a plan, assign resources to your plan. Assign resources to your plan, link those resources to the activities that they need to do, link your activities to the milestones. And once all those are completed, then your project can be marked as complete. And the other thing I want to mention is this project plan can actually be exported out and be opened in Microsoft's project. Or you can create a plan in Microsoft's project and then import it into a project here as your project plan. And then lastly, I just want to show the training tracking bit. So I'm just going to go into my product folder, to the training folder. And this is where all my training documents are listed. So if I just click on any of those or go to any of those product training materials, you'd see also information that's listed there. I can see when was the first deadline of this training material, how long it would take, and I can also go to the training record tab here, and then it would list for me all the users that have attended this training that are required to attend this training. And what happens is, if the training expires after a year, you'll be required to go for a retrain. So if we look at this user for an example, Ted, on here, we can see that he had completed this training in 2017, and then it expired in 2018. And then between 2018 and 2019, he was required to train, but it seems like he didn't actually complete the training itself. And we can also see that between 2019 and 2020, he was also required to train, which wasn't completed. So those requirements would be triggered automatically after every year of completing the training. And I mean, there's information as well. The training manager can also pull this information and see who has been on training on a specific document, and who needs to go on a training, and who needs to be retrained on that particular document. And I mean, from here I can just right click on Reader, just edit the training record for them, and simply change the completion and the expiry date of the training for this particular user. Or if I know that they have completed the training, but they didn't complete the actual task as the administrator, I can still go and just set state, just change state of this from required to complete. So because as the logged in user, I'm also required to retrain on this very same document. So I can simply go onto my tasks table here, and it will show me the tasks that I need to complete. So this is the one for the training that I have to complete. So I can simply just click on the training task once I have attended the training, complete my digital signature here by specifying my username and password to Winchell, so digital signature, and then completing this task. And then that task will then be removed from my activity. So that is all I wanted to share with you guys, and hope this was informative to you. So just to bring my slides back again. So if you need any training on this, or if you need any workshop, any session on what we've covered today, you can request it anytime from us. So we'll definitely sit with you and go through that information. So we also provide training on Winchell Creo, and also the other modules like quality modules. But at this stage, all our trainings are virtual trainings, and obviously because of the COVID restrictions. And then if you need any training schedule information, you can visit our website. We'll get to the details of that just now. So for any technical questions on what we've covered today, please email me directly on eboying@boundarysys.com. Any sales queries, sales@boundarysys.com. You can visit our website, boundarysys.com, for those training schedules that we do. And we also have the YouTube channel that's called Boundary Systems. And this is where this video will also be uploaded onto tomorrow. So I just want to have a look at the questions to see if we have any questions on here. I see there is no questions at this stage. But yeah, again, if you have questions at the later stage, feel free to email me directly at ipoyen@boundarysys.com or our sales email address there, and we will be able to attend to your questions. So at this stage, I would like to thank you for attending the webinar and hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Bye, everyone.